I'm back, and I'm back to see a New York Knicks win. After a very disappointing and heartbreaking home opening loss, the New York Knicks go into Atlanta and handle business. And not just any old way. Oh, no. RJ Barrett going out there with 26 points with a +6. Shooting 60% from the field. 5 3-pointer shot, 3 of those joints made. The efficiency from the first 2 games of Rowan Barrett Jr. is beautiful. Exactly what we needed. But you know what else was beautiful? The turnaround game of Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson with a career high of 8 threes in a game. Jalen Brunson, RJ Barrett kept us in this game throughout, as well as some other great plays from other players on this team. And with some help from Trae Young and the Hawks, because they had some moments to steal the game and they didn't take them.
Trae Young racing up the floor, goes all the way, and he missed it!
Julius Randle was good. Donte DiVencenzo was good. A lot of great things to take away from this game. Let's talk about it. Run the intro. What's good, CK Cruise, your boy CK2K, and welcome back to another video. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do not forget to like this video. People, I just want to say real quick, thank you so much for anybody and everybody that I got to meet when I was in New York. As you know, I was in New York this past week for this season opener. Shout out to the Knicks Fan TV crew, my family, for having me for the event. Being over at the Dean, first and foremost. Make sure you guys are there throughout the season. And secondly, being there for the fan event for the opener. Great time. Got to meet a lot of you guys. Shout out to everybody. I can't name everyone, whether we were in pictures or whether we just got to dap up. Appreciate that so much. Can't wait to be back in New York. Felt like home. It was great. But obviously, because of my travel and because of the trash internet, there was no recap of the first game. So I apologize for that. If you're looking for that, it's not there. But what's important is we're talking about the Atlanta Hawks New York Knicks game. That happened yesterday after a game where free throws and senseless turnovers, and where Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson both had a relatively slow night. We saw a turnaround of sorts for this team. We went from shooting 53% from the free throw line on Wednesday to 71% last night on Friday, which, though I would still like to see it higher, is a very big turnaround. RJ Barrett led the way, gaining the free throw line 6 times, making 5 of those 6, just like on Wednesday, only missed 1 free throw. Julius Randle turned things around, shooting 75% from the free throw, 6 of 8. So a lot of the guys, when they got the opportunities, took advantage. But for the most part, when the opportunities were given, we took advantage. I think barring everyone missing a free throw or 2. And that's what you want to see. We want to make sure we take advantage of the free throws that were given. So free throw percentage, turnaround. The turnovers, I still want to see a lot less of. Emmanuel quickly felt like he was throwing the ball around there. RJ Barrett had a few miscues, and Jalen Brunson towards the end of the game with some very key turnovers. So turnover was probably another key point of this game, which kept this game ugly throughout. But for the most part, regardless of the miscues and the sloppy defense, offensively, we looked really good in this game. To be real with you, throughout the entirety of the game, RJ Barrett was probably our key guy. Took 15 shots tonight, made 9 of them, had 26 points. Barring some weird substitutions by Tom Thibodeau, I feel like RJ probably could have done a bit more. But aside from the scoring side of RJ Barrett, even though we saw him make 3 after 3, make a phenomenal pull-up jumper off of the dribble, the key to RJ Barrett's game tonight was his reads offensively. The passing. I think he had only 6 assists, should have had more. He had some great passes to Donte DiVencenzo, Julius Randle, Brunson, Grimes. There was some great moves in this game, some great decisions made by RJ Barrett in this game that I felt like was contagious. This is the kind of game I've been asking for as a Knicks fan for forever. I feel like a team like this, especially with as many guards as we have, as little as we are, you gotta play in pace and we gotta move the ball. And tonight it felt like it was contagious because RJ Barrett wasn't the only one that was out there diming. Julius Randle was in his prime Los Angeles Lakers Lamar Odom mode tonight. I'm talking about was dangling a triple-double throughout the entirety of the game until he had to finally take over to close out the game for us. Had 17 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, some great passes. I'm talking about passes that Julius Randle in the past will not have taken. I'm talking about Julius Randle barreling into the paint, and where we would typically see him put up some nonsense, he made a great read and passed outside to an open RJ Barrett, passed outside to an open Jalen Brunson several times. Julius Randle looked good, and all of it was within the offense. None of this was forced. None of this was a last-second decision. All of this was within the offense. All of this was with IQ or RJ or Brunson bringing the ball up, and in second option, Julius Randle is there making the read off of a drive and dish. It's something that I feel like Julius Randle showed in spurts last season, but it wasn't very consistent. And you can just tell by his energy tonight that he just looked like he was determined to make sure that he was going to get this thing going for everyone else. It didn't seem like Julius Randle was frustrated because his shot wasn't going down initially, because I don't think he scored his first field goal until the second quarter, but he looked like he was trying to make sure that everyone was going to get theirs and he was going to find his shot along the way, because that's exactly how Julius Randle played. And I've said it 1,000 times and I'm going to say it again. I like Julius Randle as that second option off the ball a lot more. I still think he can still get his stats. I still think he can score, but tonight was one of those nights where you can see the beauty of what Julius Randle can truly be for this team. Yeah, he only scored 17 points. I don't expect that to continue. Julius Randle's going to find his Julius Randle's going to find his shot. He's going to make those gimmies around the rim. It's the beginning part of the season. But for him to do those other things, grabbing those boards, making those passes, making those reads, those are the kind of things I'm looking at for Julius Randle. And I thought this was a very good game. Yes, RJ Barrett was my key for sure. We're going to talk about Brunson in a second. But for what just seeing Julius Randle make those passes tonight made me so proud and made me so happy. Shout out to Julius Randle for the game he had. But like I said, you can't talk about our Knicks big three without mentioning the chief himself, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, like Julius, had a rough first game against the Boston Celtics in the opener, and today you see him turn that completely around, shooting 8 for 12 from the three-point line, making 8 3-pointers. 8 3-pointers. That was his career best, 2 away from the team best of 10 3-pointers made by J.R. Smith, my boy Earl, as well as Evan Fournier, as we remember him doing 2 seasons ago. But Jalen Brunson looked good for us. On the paper, he only had 1 turnover, but he did have 2 key passes at the end of the game that were technically his fault, but it really wasn't that big of a deal because for the most part, outside of that, Jalen Brunson was very efficient and very needed offensively for us in this game. And luckily, the Hawks made it easy for us, for Jalen Brunson to get those points, because it just felt like every time Jalen Brunson put the ball up, he was wide open. It's like they weren't reading the defense and they kept deciding to leave Brunson wide open for 3, and he kept making him pay, which is exactly what you want our main guy to do. And another key for me in this game goes to 3 guys in one conversation: Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Donte DiVencenzo. Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein, those 2 have been 2 peas in the pod. Isaiah Hartenstein brings so much anger and so much aggression in the best way possible for us. And I think what he does defensively and the hustle plays, I don't feel like we talk about it enough. And I think in both of these games, Isaiah Hartenstein showed the beauty of what his role is on this team. He did have 4 fouls, but for the most part, he was making things difficult and forced them to shoot threes and shoot shots outside of the paint. Mitchell Robinson, what can you not say about Mitchell Robinson? It feels like he's all over the floor. I feel like his stamina is slowly getting back into mid-season form, but for the most part, grabbing 13 boards, getting 4 steals, 4 blocks in the game, that's exactly what you want from a guy like Mitchell Robinson. I love that they're finally looking at him in the paint, throwing those alley-oops, getting him the ball early. I feel like Mitchell Robinson is such a perfect player to get the ball rolling in the first quarter because it's just easy for him. Pick and roll, find him in the paint. The defenders come up on Jalen Brunson, come up on RJ Barrett. Mitchell Robinson most likely is going to be ready and open in the paint. I love that they utilize that and they use Mitchell Robinson to his advantages. So shout out to Mitch, shout out to Isaiah Hartenstein, and big shout out to Donte DiVencenzo, our free agency pickup after having a rough first game and people were ridiculing him on social media. Donte DiVencenzo completely turned it around, looked solid defensively. I think my only gripe with DiVencenzo is he missed some very easy layups. I feel like that's been the theme for this team. Some easy layups, but for the most part was still 6 of 10 from the field. Looked great from above the arc. I think that he does not get enough credit for what he does defensively. Great play from Donte. This is the kind of play that I think a lot of us were hoping to see. From where we see Josh Hart give us the hustle plays, we're going to see Donte give us more of a boost offensively. It was just a good, well-rounded game. I know I'm naming names, but for the most part, I think what I enjoyed the most about this game was just the continuity of what that bench unit looked like, plus RJ Barrett. Getting those defensive stops and playing in pace and making those extra passes. that just set the tone for the entire night. Because then every time we did that, that was when we were playing our best basketball. And I've been saying this, I feel like this New York Knicks team has the capability to do this on a regular basis. Yes, our defense was not great tonight, but I feel like Tom Thibodeau is going to get that ironed out. If there's anything Tom Thibodeau is going to get ironed out, it's going to be us defensively. So I know as the season goes on, the defense will clean up. That's not going to be the issue. But when the defense is looking like it did in spurts in this game, what do we do next? Do we hold the ball and then slow down, try and half-court offense? No. Push the pace. We did that so many times tonight. We did it perfectly. RJ Barrett looked phenomenal in the fast break. Donte DiVencenzo, Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly, even though his game, this wasn't one of his better games compared to especially his first game, all of these guys look so much better in transition. And I feel like that's what we have to utilize, especially with the second unit when you're playing 4 guards at a time. Our second unit is Donte DiVencenzo, Emmanuel Quickly, Josh Hart, RJ Barrett, and Isaiah Hartenstein. 4 of those guys are 6'7" and under right there. You know what I mean? When you have that little of a rotation, you got to be quick. You got to be annoying. You got to pester them defensively. When you get that steal, get that rebound, push the pace, and you saw how effective that is. That's all I've been asking for. It's all I've been wanting, and it looked so pretty. And I really hope that Tom Thibodeau and the coaching staff take advantage of that, and we see more of that on a consistent basis, because you know what we're going to get from the starters. The starters have the capabilities of scorers in Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and Jalen Brunson, primarily Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. And now with RJ Barrett being able to bring his hot start play onto the bench and continue that, and from a passing standpoint, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. My big worry is the fact that this was the first of a back-to-back. Now we have a tougher New Orleans Pelicans team to play tonight. Will last night's game affect how they play today? Only time will tell, but all I will say was this: if we're playing at this kind of pace on a consistent basis, I'm not really worried about that. Yes, it's going to be tiring, but that's the beauty of having the depth that we have. It's up to Tom Thibodeau to then figure out how to utilize that depth, or is he going to be stuck to playing a 9-man rotation, especially when there's going to be back-to-backs like this? Well, we'll find out. Still early in the season. We're 1-1. What's your thoughts? What did you like? What did you dislike? You agree with my takes? Let me know everything in the comments below. We're back, baby. Sorry about missing the first game, but if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do not forget to like this video. Also, remember, we are going to be live on Playback tonight, so if you are a League Pass viewer, come through, or if you're going to watch the game and you want to be a part of the chat, you can do that as well. Join the link in the description. Also going to be pinned in the comment section below. Come join us on Playback for the Knicks Pelicans game. I'm out of here, y'all. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let's get it. Knicks are 1-1. Time to get this run going. I really feel like we have this game against the Pelicans tonight. We're going to bring back comments of the video in the next one. It's late. Next video, I'll have a comment of the video. All right. Appreciate you guys. I'm out. Peace.
Cold pizza Tuesday. I got food up in the fridge. Y'all keep looking for that new wave. I think I like it how it is.